What's going on, y'all? Joshua here. And on today's ride, I'm gonna put that DHF up front and high roller 2 in the back to the test on some Snyder's Knob rocks. But first, gotta survive this little section. Today, I've gotten the tire pressure down, starting with 19.9 minus absolute little smidge just before dropping in, and 25.5 in the rear. The front is definitely biting really well. Let's get a little hairy. Made the cut. Last night at around 3:30, 4 a.m. we had a really nice thunderstorm roll through. And so conditions are feeling pretty decent. Not so dry, dusty, and loose. Yeah, I'm that 19 point, I'll just say 7 to 8-ish PSI. Feeling pretty good. Oh, hey, pump pedaled. Brilliant. Yo, the rear just slid all down that rock. That was not terribly reassuring. Missed the gap that was up there that got filled in. All right, survived. Man, pump pedal sure is a handy little thing. Okay, I am just gonna do a little cruise down Mineral Way again. Get some flow action, but yeah, I mean, I'm not mad with the front tires performance so far. Oh, that is something I did want to mention though. So on yesterday's ride over at Blunderby, I stated the butcher that I had on the rear was 2.4. Totally forgot it was 2.3. I just think it holds the 2.3 stature a little wider than this high roller 2. I'm already becoming fairly convinced the HR2 is just not quite what I'm looking for out of a rear tire. It's definitely nice to have something that performs okay enough to ride the trails, especially being a light duty tire. And if you were ever curious, this is that little pedal section that brings you up to Wavelength and Chimney Mineral Way. Need to adjust the shifter a little bit. You know what? I'm just gonna take a chill cruise down Wavelength, see how it's running. I haven't done this in quite some time. I mean, for the most part, getting some fairly decent lean without much slippage. Obviously not trying to hit any kind of race paces or anything. I wasn't even in the correct gear if I wanted to anyway. Oh, bug in the eyeball. Oh, terrible. That was not exciting. That one's gonna be tricky to get dialed for me. Crazy kick there. Oh yeah, took a nice hard squared off hit to the rear. So the 25.5, that was what I was waiting for. It was definitely down to the rim, but didn't like hitting the rim. It felt rubbery. It's actually running really nice. Brake check. There she goes. I tried to nose bonk it. Oh, wasn't feeling it. It actually is night and day difference with the rolling speed coming off the T9s. Again, it's just that HR2 back there that isn't necessarily giving me that bite when braking when I need it. For those of y'all that have made it this far and that remember that pedal section in the beginning early on, just the downhill side of it. It's just a little pedally flat spot right through there and then a little blip right down through here. Ooh, hey. Now that felt kind of pretty good. That's how you make the T-type transmission make all sorts of funky noises. Okay, y'all. About to turn right onto Possum Track. Head back over to Old Farm to finish the climb up to the fire pit. And this little spot has some pretty janky tech pedaling stuff. I've never been able to clear the whole line. Here we go. Section number 1, which isn't really that bad, but oh boy, some of this other stuff, it's crucial. Okay, now this is the other side of Snyder's Knob, and it gets into some funk junk. I'm gonna take the low side. Okay, section 2 complete. This is a crucial one. I don't know if I'll ever get this one, quite frankly. Maybe on a hardtail. Yep, see, I can't even get into it to begin with, and then make this tight cut here that y'all cannot see. So there you go, tight cut, pedals, and then you still got to get through that, but the other side's not bad. I'm gonna get out of the way for the rider. Yeah, man. I hope y'all enjoy the rest of your ride. We're gonna keep on cruising. It's a pleasure meeting y'all. Yes, Steven and Jason, right?
You got it. Josh, right?
Yes, sir. Hope to see y'all on trail sometime.
Yes, sir.
Okay, back into the goods. That's just a little normal mundane section for what we have around here. Nothing to speak about, just a couple little rocks and roots. But that section 3 back there, whew, she's a good one. But not as good as the T-type shifting under load, y'all. I cannot get over it. You're just like, meh, okay, send it. And hey, that's exactly what mountain biking needed. So I'm gonna say it. Thank you, SRAM. Because I am one of those riders that is a last minute shifter. I don't plan ahead and be like, yeah, I need a pedal gear for that section. No. Send it in the you know, fast gears all the way to the bottom and then shift the very last moment. Okay, here we go. Still trying to figure out what's gonna be the best gear for me. Ah, section 4, it bites. Dag nabbit, y'all. That said, y'all ain't seen nothing yet. Well, okay, section 3 is definitely y'all seen something yet. This is the other one. You know what? I never have thought about coming up right here. Always been trying to come up through there. What am I even doing, y'all? Get a little room so I can grab a gear while pedaling under load. I don't know why. I never thunk to that. You know, the gap was obviously filled by others on the back side of it. So it's been there for a while. Oh, and no joke. Where are you at? I slipped right there on that rock coming into it. It went. Oh, are you serious? This is absurd, y'all. Completely absurd. Yo, no joke. It's not over yet. But, wow. Imagine that. Go over the good line, and that makes that world simpler. You know, other than that one squared off hit back on wavelength earlier after the rock roll feature, haven't had any other squared off hits. Haven't heard any pings. You know, the high roller's actually doing okay. And this is Old Farm. And that, folk, right up here is where I locked up the brakes and slid into the tree. Right yonder. Yep. Had no braking action from the rear while coming in hot. It was bonk, bonk. Time to get to the top. Stop goofing off. Figure since I'm here, let me just do the initial drop in and see how this feels at this tire pressure today. So the rear is still drifting out. I'm just coming down to here. Rear is definitely not biting on the side knobs as I'd hoped, especially on the roots. The front felt fairly decent. Let me try that one more again. Again, the rolling speed, because of the reduction in resistance from the T9 to these tires, yeah, there's some learning curve there as well with the new speed. This time I'll take the race drop-in line. So the line I'm pushing up right now, the one I've been riding, dropping in on, that's more of the chill day or wet route day line. So now I want to go straight down the gut and see how it feels, because a section of those roots have a slight angle to them due to the natural lay of the land, and so you can slide off or slide down riders right. And the way the rear is feeling a little slippy, genuinely curious how it'll handle these roots. Again, not dropping in at race pace or anything. Actually seemed like a better line to some degree. It's got me coming in through a whole new line right there. Just definitely that. And I'm not sure whether that has to do with the speed or just me not being comfortable starting to lean and trust the side knobs yet. That's a difficult call because it's not something I've had to analyze before. Wow. What a fascinating and an intriguing little experience. Now that said, I'm not, through any of these rocks, I'm not feeling any rim strikes. And though I'm not necessarily rolling over every single rock that looks like that, I'm still hitting a number of them that offer the same squared off edge. Again, not feeling it strike. So with the 25.5 that I started with today, does that mean I could even squeak a hair more out of it? Maybe even push it down to 25.2, 25.3, which there again would provide a, small amount of additional contact patch, which could be beneficial for braking. I don't know. Really gonna have to play with this one and find out where that fine line is. But I gotta say, right now though, after that rain we had last night early in the morning, whew, conditions are feeling stellar.